And good morning and welcome to the VSA Capital 5-Minute Morning Miner on Friday, August 26th. And the rain has stopped. The bank holiday is coming up. It's all looking great. How are you, Paul?
Better than you would think. My lateral flow test was negative today, so officially not infectious with COVID anymore.
Very good. We can see you back in the office.
I think so.
Excellent news. Right, let's get into mining quickly. Actually, let's just start. Yesterday, VSA Capital published a piece of research on Guanajuato silver, which we love talking about because we can demonstrate that we can pronounce Guanajuato properly.
Yes.
What was the research, Paul? Well, it was obviously a buy. We love it.
Yes, essentially the research is a summary of essentially the activity and production history around El Cubo mine for Guanajuato silver in preparations or reflecting the period here, which is before this news, which came out post period end, which is the purchase of the other claims and assets there in the Guanajuato district, which is post-period end closing here. So we're looking at something which is a little bit past tense, and it indicates also the reflection in the decline in the silver price that we've seen. So it's a little bit underperformed from a OPEX standpoint, but not something out of line that we hadn't otherwise anticipated as a research team, and we simply are making a little adjustments. But the big news is with the coming in the second half here and then in the first half of next year, as they incorporate the operating assets that they've bought here post period end. So we're really looking forward to that.
Well, it's a company we like a lot. It's our mini Fresnillo. Talking of VSA clients, I think there was a little bit of news, not on their main asset, but one of their other assets in American Lithium.
Yes, that's right. This news out on the Falciani lithium deposit down in Peru. That's a volcanic sediments and tuff hosted lithium occurrence in close proximity or otherwise associated with their Macusani uranium deposit in the same set of properties down there in Peru. They have begun hydrology drilling as the precursor for the filing of the environmental impact assessment toward future development at Falciani. So that's going to be a 10-hole vertical program with up to 150 meters depth in each hole. They'll also install downhole equipment to monitor the changes in water table seasonally, as well as any flows of groundwater that they might encounter in those holes. And they are in the process as well of infill drilling and expansion drilling on the Falciani deposit itself, just awaiting access permits, consents from various local and regional government entities. So progress being made there on Falciani, which is essentially a second-tier project to their main one in Nevada.
Excellent. What else would you like to talk about? Most of it, there's not much on the UK market, is it? It's mainly overseas markets.
Yes, that's right. Overseas markets wise, we had Sibanye-Stillwater put out their interim results yesterday, and they were somewhat disappointing, I would say, and it had been caused by shortfalls in production there in Stillwater complex in PGM complex in Montana due to a flooding event which put there because of roads and infrastructure damage that had been done by serious flooding, that they lost about 6 or 7 weeks of production in this latest period. So they recorded position that had PGM production well down on the prior period, and operating profit for the first half of $803 million US, which was 51% lower than a year ago. And the output actually was 63% lower year on year. 8% lower on PGM operations in South Africa as well. but they have stayed within their revised guidance that management had set. So we'll hope this was a one-off event that we'll see a much improved second half here.
Fair enough. Anything else you want to quickly mention before we wrap up?
Yes, this clean air metals information that came out, which is PGM developer TSX listed in Ontario. They have not one but two different close by properties with high grade basal channel PGM mineralization with copper and nickel. Latest metallurgical results from holes that are drilled to grab enough core for a detailed testing, showing really good grades in these areas. They probably picked some sweeter spots within these channels in order to make sure they had sufficient sample, but the grades are showing well up there, several grams per ton in platinum group metals, plus about 0.4% nickel and about 0.6% copper. So these will be mines, two separate mines, which will be several kilometers apart from one another as they're developed, but very encouraging.
Good. We like encouraging. Okay, let's call it a day. Everybody have a nice weekend, and we'll be back on Tuesday.
Very good. See you then.